Hey Royals, welcome back. Happy Thursday. On your way in, make sure that you subscribe and click the bell so that you are notified when we go live and when I do my uploads. I hope you've been catching my lunchtime uploads. 5 of them are coming out very, very soon. So relax, enjoy, pour your drink, roll up your tree, do everything but stuff that's illegal and that can harm you. Up with hope, down with dope. I have my co-hosts introduce themselves, and then we'll get started.
What's going on, y'all? Mr. Famous Homie, one of the co-hosts of this great, lovely show. Like the host said, like, subscribe, and share, and check out her lunchtime antics. I got to check them out, too, because I know my sister's a goddamn fool. But, yeah, thanks for all tuning in, and we're happy to be here tonight.
All right, this is Joshua Bernero, your project manager by day, cigar enthusiast by night. Like they said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's go.
Okay, so for tonight, we have I'm not leading tonight. Let me tell you why I'm not leading tonight. Oh, a couple of things. So, congratulations to my cousin, first cousin and only girl cousin from my bloodline. Sydney, she graduated from college in Florida, so I was out there Thursday and Friday. Yes, congratulations to her. That's one of my twin uncle's daughters. Everybody flew in, even the boys, and they are in the middle of finals. Congratulations to them for their first year of college being out of the way. They have done well on their finals. And then we flew back home, and the other twin graduated with his PhD yesterday from USC. So we are extremely proud. Yes, extremely proud. Yes. And then we actually were sitting next to Bucky and Deandra because their son graduated from USC. So, yes. So he graduated as well with his bachelor's. So the Black graduation was lit. Delta was representing. The valedictorian was a Delta, and her accolades. Jesus, if I could find them, I'm going to post them because the shit was out of control. I mean, biochemist, biomedical. Oh God, her transcript, her resume is already filled up. So amazing job to all of the graduates, and congratulations to everybody. And my niece will be graduating. Ron's daughter. Soon as we have a lot of graduations, and I'm so happy. That's like everything to me. And my special Delta Lolo, winner for everybody that knows her from the P, she's graduating with her PhD. So we will be there. We'll be there next week for that. Yes. So I guess I can kind of see where people are jealous of our family because it's some dynamic things happening. So I'm extremely proud. So let's get into the bullshit now. Let's talk about other people's problems because right now we ain't got them. So there was this topic that populated about, before we get into Kendrick, my brother will be leading tonight. I just have the hot topics and then he is leading the rest. There was a woman that posted that she was happy that she was having another baby so that she can start back breastfeeding her husband.
What? Wait. I don't think
with the other baby, she breastfed him 3 times a day.
Wait a minute, bro.
And they are Black.
Bro. I'm glad I'm rolling up. I can't take this.
Y'all don't like that freaking shit?
Bro.
Hey,
I like that freaking shit. I've never had that. I would have that. I've never had that.
3 times a day?
Bro.
You're not happy that you're having a baby. You're happy that you can breastfeed your husband.
Not 3 times. I don't need it that bad on some freaking shit, but not 3 times a day like I need it. I don't need it,
bro. I
can see that being like Like, I don't see nothing wrong with, like,
Yeah,
you
like a
don't want to not
fetish. You know,
suck
like
your
a
woman's
little.
breast the whole time she's breastfeeding. Okay, I get that. I get some, let me try your breast milk. I get some, like you said, some freaky shit like, I want to be baby tonight, like something like that. But no,
Some freaky shit. Yeah, some freaky.
Even
Like
what,
even
brother? Why would they
uh,
even post that? But what's your feedback, brother?
I even get to the extent because, you know, of course, I got 3 kids, so I remember with when my son was born, that was the only one. He was the only one that would latch on for breastfeeding, and
Okay.
women's breasts get overfilled sometimes, and it hurts. From my understanding, it hurts when
Yeah.
they're overfilled. So, I don't know if there were electric breast pumps back then. Maybe there were, maybe they weren't. We just didn't have one. So, the one that she was to pump, it didn't work. So, I would help suck the milk out for her, so the pain would alleviate. So I get it from that standpoint. I mean, the breast milk tastes good.
Yeah, for sure.
It tastes good, and it's more beneficial than regular milk. So I get it from that standpoint. But
Me too. I'm
I
not
mean,
even opposed to you using it for the rest of your effing life if you
me
want to.
too.
If you pump it and you want to keep that in your household, I agree that the baby should have breast milk
Yes.
until 3, 4, 5. I don't agree with that baby even. Ask cousin. Ask her. We went on a cruise and she thought her and Harley was gonna stay in a room with me and you gonna breastfeed. Harley is my height. You're not breastfeeding her.
What the
That's
fuck?
ridiculous.
What
At
the
that
fuck?
point, Harley, my baby. Harley is a COVID baby. So is 𝒬𝒓𝒐𝒏𝒆, Rose's baby. So they do things a little different. So Harley only was around all of us. Obviously, I have breasts. She used to reach her hand in there and try to pull it out and I mean, she was fast. But she did that to people. She didn't know better. That's
Right.
normal. Nothing is abnormal about a woman, breast milk, a baby, that process, it being beautiful. Nothing. There are very different things that happen during that time. The baby is excused, but you, bruh, and you, girl, you posted you're happy you're pregnant so you can breastfeed your husband.
Jesus Christ.
You posted that. Nobody asked you.
And what happened to the privacy? Even if that's your shit, why you gotta share that with everybody?
You
You
feel
feel
me?
me? Like, I don't want to kink shame. Everybody got their own shit, but at the same time, we don't fucking need to know that. That's a little disturbing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really, really disturbing to sit up here and admit that to the world that you're not pregnant. You're not happy because you're pregnant because you're having another beautiful baby because you're extending the family, expanding the family. You're happy because you get to breastfeed your husband. Huh?
Look,
What?
this is the picture. I downloaded it.
Like, what? Oh no. Oh, fam, a little too happy on that shit
That's
too. Like,
disrespect. That's distasteful.
it's
To
distasteful.
me, I mean, it's just like I would have even been okay with that picture. Like, I think it's a time and place for everything. You're man and woman, you're husband and wife before you're a parent. That's the order, right? If
Facts.
y'all was on a vacation on the beach, she had on a bikini, it was y'all private time, and you wanted to take a picture like that, bet we'd have been like, that's so you should be in love like that. But not the baby. And why you have to post it? You could have even posted, I'm happy I'm pregnant because the benefits breast milk offers and my family loves it. I wouldn't have thought that was crazy.
At all. At all.
But
That's legit.
you post something like that and then you post that picture
look,
too.
look, on some freaky shit. Like I said, I would. You riding me, and I have some of that breast milk kind of like fall on me. A few times they'll look out of it. But 3 times a day, like it's a snack.
Yeah.
No.
Like this nigga
Wait,
baby.
so
Snack
then,
time.
yes,
Snack time.
hey, P. So then I was thinking he's a pervert. You gotta be, or do you have that? Oh,
Or
y'all
both of
see
them.
that?
Maybe she is. Maybe she is
So
a pervert.
yes, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, do she want to do this to make sure he don't cheat? Because if he got a breastfeed on time, he can't cheat. Or that girl, it's a girl in New York, long before social media really took off. she started a business where she cuddles, where people could come in and now their lunchtime in New York, they could come cuddle with her, take a nap, stuff like that. And then sometimes she dressed like a baby in a onesie and had a playpen in her house and everything like that. Is it a part of that? Y'all think he got
it's
where
some
he
kinky
wants to be
shit.
with a baby?
It's got to be some kinky stuff.
It's some kinky fetish,
stuff.
some kinky fetish shit.
Some kinky stuff.
That again,
it's got to be some kinky stuff.
Again, that's really, I mean, if that's what y'all
It's
do,
your business.
that ain't nobody's business. Like, to share that, like we're too open in today's world now. We feel like we have to share everything, and we don't need to know that y'all do that in y'all privacy. Like, why share that? That's fucking stupid. Like, it's very disturbing. It just comes off.
Then get mad when you get the negative feedback.
Then get mad. Oh, it's none of y'all business. Mind your own business. Nigga, stop posting shit online that you don't want people to talk about. You fucking crazy motherfucker. Like, this shit crazy.
Because it's really just that simple.
Nigga, like,
that's like the person to tell all their business and then say, why everybody always got something to say? Well, I don't know. We're sitting in a group. You brought up this topic. And so we started, because I didn't know we were supposed to sit here in silence. Like, I'm not, oh Lord, he here. Says a nigga that word on live.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That shit is, listen. Yeah, motherfuckers gotta start keeping your business private, because
unless you don't care. If you don't care, then
even if you don't care, like, some of us don't even want to rehear that shit or run across it. Like, come on, just keep some shit to yourself, like, or in your inner circle. It's not.
Yeah, we didn't have to hear that. Yeah, that's not something that's we need to hear.
I
mean, she could have posted it in a private group. Someone took a screenshot of it and ran with it.
No, it was from her. It was from her Insta.
From her account, from her Insta. Yeah, like the famous homie said, you got to keep some stuff, man. We need to hear that. I wouldn't want nobody knowing that every now and then I squeeze a little breast milk out of my.
Come on, man.
I don't want nobody knowing that. I don't want everybody knowing that. That's between me and my girl. Hey, girl. Hey. As soon as we get home, we're gonna do that thing. Or you want to do that thing? Oh yeah, we're gonna do that thing. That's an inside joke. So everybody know that stuff, you know?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like certain people, they do shit like the whole Dwayne Wade situation with his son that became his daughter.
For attention.
It's like they complain about people's opinions and all that other stuff, but they were the ones to introduce the world to the son's transformation. Like, their son was 9 or 10 or some shit, like, when this happened. Like, that should have been kept between your family, at least until the boy got, or I don't want to be disrespectful, the girl got a little older. They should have waited, and then they complained about all the backlash and about all the people, because this is the, man, come on, man. People in this world don't give a fuck. People gonna say what the fuck they want to in this freedom of speech country. You know what I'm saying? So I think people just need to start keeping shit quiet, man, and stop exposing everything. Shit goofy.
So speaking of shit being goofy and you possibly needing to shut the fuck up, Brian McKnight. Brian McKnight already...
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. Oh my God.
So Brian McKnight, okay, so let me say this. I agree with how he started. I don't agree with what has happened. Over the course of a year, his oldest two, at the time when things got arrayed, was 28 and 22. He's taken care of them their whole life. And he also has a daughter, but it's specifically about the sons. He's taken care of them their whole life. He got him to the point where it was, you're entitled, you don't want to work, you don't want to do anything. So he was like, I'm going to get you guys an apartment. You have 2 years to get on your feet. They didn't want to stop smoking. They didn't want to do this. I'm not working there. I'm not earning that. I'm not doing that. They had entitlement. Okay. He says, my fault. Fine. One of the sons, now he got with somebody else, broke into the house, put X's over the wedding pictures, replaced the picture with the picture of his mom on her side of the bed, did all of these things. He decided to separate himself from his sons. I don't agree with him also doing that to the daughter. She's 18 at this point, or 17 at that point. What did the daughter have anything to do with it? So he basically started going on social media saying like, telling that he's not dealing with his kids. One of his posts was, well, when you have kids that are born in sin, sinful things happen. Now I have a baby that's being born in wedlock. But so I agree with that too. That is reality. When you do things out of order, certain things can happen. But your kid is 30 years old now. Like, you shouldn't be saying that at this point. And again, keep that between you, your pastor, your therapist, whomever. They're already here now. So how was the sin them, but you're not the sin? You're the one who did it, and that's how they got here. So
Exactly.
I didn't understand that part. So it was like, what? Anyway, he already has a Brian Jr. When he had his new baby by the girl that's not black, so of course it looks like something else different too. He renamed himself. He kept Brian and he kept his last name, but he renamed the middle name to make the new baby's name match. And now that's his junior. In his caption on Instagram, he acknowledges his children and her grown children, but not his children nor his daughter. He's basically like moving on like they don't exist. So he has a grandchild with his name, a son with his name, and now he has changed his name and only acknowledges them. Part two for me. What kind of bitch are you? Girl, you really let this man do that, and you that's not a junior. That's not a junior, man. What is I can't fuck with a nigga that I mean, you could separate from your kids, but how you are treating those, how do I know how mine is gonna turn out? What if they turn out to be demons fine and then you treat him like that?
Right.
But he's taking this to social media. His concerts are being canceled because nobody's showing up. His value is plummeting like a motherfucker.
Damn.
Well, y'all, it's plummeted. They're canceling left and right. And he already was booking like casino, lounge.
Facts.
What do you think about things you shouldn't say? And you should have just kept it to your effing self. Now everybody tapping in.
Oh my God. I remember seeing this. I read it, I want to say a week ago.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? Exactly what you said. Okay, like if you believe in, you know, if you're you know, have Christian based beliefs, of course, you know that, like you said, things out of order, you know, if it's out of order, you know, there's some repercussions or there's some consequences, or you might go through some shit, you know, if you believe that, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So yes, he started off, that's cool what you said. But like you said, nigga, you the one that did the sin. So the kids are already here now. You can't talk about that shit. Like that's irrelevant. You know that in your mind, and that's for you. That's not for them. They shouldn't even know about this. Like as pertaining to them. Like you should never bring this up. That the sin is what you did, sir. So you have to suffer the consequences. You have to try a little harder. This is on you. So how do you alienate your kids and try to throw a negative light on them, and then get this, of course, new, which is such a trend with a lot of these high power black, not high power, but celebrity black men, you know, go, you know, get someone out their race, which is not discriminating against anybody, but this is what they do often, and go have a new family
To hurt us.
It's hard just to be spiteful. And so this whole thing is a mess with him because, you know, of course we don't know none of these people personally, so I guess we have a certain perception of who they are and how they are, and it kind of hurts us when our some of our celebrity, you know, people that we look up to let us down. You know, they're human beings. We understand that, but damn man, like this dude had the best type of love music and the prettiest songs. You know what I'm saying? Like to women, and it's like damn.
And
Man,
admitted he had no intimacy until this person. He never knew love like this until he had that child.
So you singing about
I can't
this shit.
imagine hearing that.
Man, you singing about this shit like this and you ain't even experiencing the shit. I'm like, it just make you just look back on certain shit. Like, it's like, damn, bro, like, keep your mouth closed. Get off the blogs. Get off the internet. You know, where's these PR for these people? Where's their fucking PR, man? Like,
I don't think they have it no more.
they need to PRs need to come back because we're hurting as people without PR. Everyone needs PR. Like, a lot of these people are getting on the mic saying whatever the fuck in today's cancel culture. You have to be smarter than that. Stop getting on there saying cancel worthy shit. Get you a PR and shut the fuck up. Feel how you feel, think how you think, but shut what they call the fuck up.
So much of our population does not have a present father. And you decided to be the father to come out to say all of those things present day. Not that's how I was. We literally seeing this shit live and in color. You got a new family, you moved on with your family. It's two things that was going to happen because you were younger then, and that's when you was grinding, you was away. Yes, you can say I provided, I gave child support, but your daughter is telling you I never had a daddy-daughter relationship. That's probably normal because you were away at work. But guess what? That means now when she sees you in your element where you can spend time and you're choosing to not go back and give them some of that time, plus your grandchild, your only grandson, and you just go create a new family like, oh, I'm going to make it right by starting over. So I have a fresh start with a new kid, and this new kid will see me like this. Ron, you know exactly how I feel about that because I feel like niggas leave relationships for that same reason.
Yes.
Oh, I fucked up and cheated on you, so I'm going to go ahead and leave and divorce you and marry somebody else who's going to think I'm amazing all over again instead of staying and working it out. Yes. You really doing this shit right in our face? And you think that women is the ones who listen to your music. Even if I had a perfect relationship, if I see you doing it, you think I'm finna give you anything?
Man.
Get the fuck out of here. Daddy issues at they finest. That girl is in her formative years. You got one daughter. That's bad. And 𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒆 just came on and said, it's hurtful to the kids. Even as adults, we're always going to be our parents' kids. So when we get around them, yeah, we grown, but if you need to cuddle up to your parent, get a hug from your parent, you always going to be your parents' kids. So if they do stuff like that, that shit hurts like you a little kid still. It said the sin is in the sex. Not exactly. It's not in the baby. The baby is the blessing. The deed was the sin.
Right.
And I don't understand, Ron, how he's saying, and he's saying it. He's actually making the videos. Now 𝒂𝒐𝒏𝒆 came out and said, you always welcome here. If y'all, I take on kids, you can have that figure. I know it's not the same, blah, blah, blah. Then Tyrese stupid ass gonna get on saying, brainwashing kids, they're grown ass men. Why don't you shut up? Those kids is the ones or grown-ups is the ones who being humiliated. They didn't put their business out. The dad did.
Yes.
You called them a sin.
Right. And I hate when people do this. So if you're going to try to quote anything off the word or the Bible, you can't be turned a blind eye to something that relates to that scripture. So you have to know, okay, you're talking about, oh, those babies were born in sin, whoopty whoop whoop. First of all, the sin is yours. Second of all, God forgive us for our sins. That's why Jesus died on the cross, to forgive us for our sins. So what are you talking about, sir? Why are you bringing that up when you're not being accurate? Like, I don't like when people try to use the Bible and they use it out of context or try to, don't do that. They use it for their to fit their narrative. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because now you're misquoting and you're misusing the word, and you sound goofy as hell, sir. You sound goofy as hell.
Don't that kind of sound like how they tried to use the Bible against us as slaves to their advantage?
Yes.
Sound a little bit like that?
Yes, just like that.
Which is why some of us still love the Bible. It's not the white man's Bible. It's the Bible. How somebody chose to use it is their own problem.
Right. Manipulating.
I just want to point that out.
And you're correct. A lot of people don't know what we're talking about. I can say it real quick. There's a scripture in the Bible that talk about slaves obey your slave master. And back then, when we weren't able to read. They wouldn't let us read anything, but they gave us the Bible. and to manipulate us. So if we see that in the Bible, we know this is God's word. It's telling us to obey our slave masters. What the fuck you think we gonna do? So that's one part of it. I just wanted to say that to give some context to it.
So now that we done talked about all the different kind of crazy men, sweet baby Jesus. This Kendrick and Lamar shit, I don't have nothing to say until I have something to say. I will let my brother lead the conversation because I probably got a whole different perspective and my ass will get canceled.
What?
So, yes. So I think I wanted to really touch on this a little bit tonight, because I think it's bigger than just who won the battle. I'm looking at this, just to give people first of all don't know the history of the beef. Dates all the way back to 2012. Kendrick and Drake were actually on a song together, Poetic Justice, one of Kendrick's biggest songs to date. He was a hit. Drake was hot. He was on the song, and after that song, Kendrick had a song called Control, where he called out every rapper in the game, and basically he was telling it was a competitive thing, like, I'm here now, everybody step their game up. So he named about 12 rappers. He named about 16 rappers. So he exempt Eminem, Jay-Z, Andre 3000, all the OGs. He told them, y'all in a part of this. So he talked about the new generation, and he named Drake. Now, Drake is one of the only ones that had a problem with what Kendrick said. All the other rappers were like, oh, yeah, man, I get what you're saying. Whoop-de-whoop. Like, everybody was fucking with it, including J. Cole. So Kendrick goes on a cypher and talks about, Drake goes on a podcast the next day or interview and says, I don't know why he said that. I thought we were friends. And he just being sensitive, like acting like a little kid. Kendrick comes back on a cypher and says something, a bar that says, I upset sensitive rappers, referring to Drake. So ever since then, they've been throwing verbal jabs at each other. And Kendrick had an interview where he just said, me and Drake are just too different. And I understood what he mean to feel me. I never really liked Drake up until about 3 years ago.
Okay.
I've always thought he was super talented. He's a dope songwriter. He makes hits, all that stuff. I never hated on the man for he's dope when he sing. He's very talented. But for me, I think Drake has been such a big star. He's been the biggest, as far as popularity wise, he's been the biggest rap star over the last 15 years. And to have that big platform, and for me to not ever make any music addressing any real issue in the Black community or trying to uplift Black people or uplift Black women or be a different influence on young Black boys. He makes no music with substance. All he raps about is pussy, money, and drugs. Drake and partying, which is cool, but I think when you have that big a platform, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility, man. And Drake has always, to me, he's been a culture vulture. He's been fake, acting tough. He wants to do a song with everybody because he's manipulating the fans. Drake is 37 and never had a known girlfriend. That's not weird to anybody. Never had a known some person that he was dating at the Grammy. Like, he's almost 40. I thought Drake was 30. I didn't never know his age. The nigga's almost 40 and he ain't never had a girlfriend or someone they took serious. So he's running through all these Black women, using them, making them look stupid. The rappers talk about Drake is known for trying to fuck your girl. He tried to fuck everybody girl. And I've always knew this stuff that Kendrick been talking about with Drake. So they start the beef. And, I won't go through the songs. It's going to take too long to go through the songs, but I'm just going to get to the meat. Kendrick has exposed a lot about Drake. He's exposed Drake liking younger girls, which there are several video clips and tweets and all that stuff that showed all this stuff that everybody fucking ignores because he's Drake. People are selective. They get mad at certain people for things, but ignore it. And Drake fans are still trying to deny this stuff. We've seen Drake on stage.
You have the same perspective. I won't be canceled. Okay.
You won't. Drake has been on stage with a 17-year-old, and I think he was 23 or 24, and I forgot the dialogue.
Kissed her in her mouth and everything.
Kissed her in her mouth, and I don't want to go to jail. Like, doing shit like that. Drake has been best friends with a teenager who was a girl when he started 30 plus. I think the girl off of Stranger Things, he made some pass at her. In the We Like Her song, which everybody ignores this, I don't know why. I Wish I Could Fuck Every Girl. Everybody remembers that song with Wayne, Drake, and McKnight. McKnight at the end of the song says, and I quote, "Miley Cyrus, when you turn 18, holla at me."
I heard that.
And I remember it back then. I was like, this shit is weird. I'm like, you a hater.
In plain sight.
In plain sight. And no one has never said nothing about that. Like Drake or Wayne didn't say it, but that's your song. I'm not going to let no nigga get on my song talking like that. I don't want to be associated with that shit. So if I'm Drake or Wayne, you feel me? So I'm like, Kendrick has pointed all these things out. And I think Kendrick has really called out Kendrick is creative. He's not just talking about Drake, but Drake is the main culprit with these rappers. Like, this is an industry thing. The industry likes younger girls. A lot of these men are abusive and exploit women and talk about women so negatively. A lot of these artists and a lot of the music, Kendrick has low-key taken a shot at the entire industry and they don't even know it. And he exposed Drake for who he really is. And it's upsetting to see a lot of Drake's fans just continue to back him and support him like that, and not like who won? Like look at the allegations.
Did y'all hear what was said?
Did y'all hear what the fuck he said? This
they didn't hear.
Hiding kids, not raising your kids, and it's true. He body shames, he womanizes. He was on a whole song with Nicki and Wayne called with Chris Brown and Only. Real niggas only. Bad bitches only. Listen to Wayne and Drake's verses. Like, Nicki's verse was hard to me. But Wayne and Drake, these niggas are both begging Nicki Minaj to fuck on their birth verses. And I'm sitting up here like, what am I fucking listening to? Nicki Minaj had a whole man at the time. Both these niggas is, you know, she's sitting on that big ass, but I still see the titties out. Like, he's begging Nicki, please. If you ever try to fuck, let me know so I can plan for it. Like, these niggas are begging. So the over-sexualization of black women is what Kendrick was referring to. And Kendrick, he don't really like Drake because of that. And I feel him because I've been saying the same thing. So I know I gotta let y'all talk too, but I just had to talk it up and bring you up to speed on where I was at with it. And I think Kendrick, he just made himself, and this is hard for me to say, but he just made himself like the best, the greatest of all time. And I love Tupac, but I think if Tupac was still here, he would hold that title still. But Kendrick, man, he's been for the culture, man. He's made uplifting music. He's spent time in Compton helping people where he's from, where his hood is.
Yes, he has. And Harley has met him before. He goes every Christmas.
He goes every Christmas. Kendrick has been a stand-up dude in hip-hop, man. And I'm just glad that this has happened, because this is a topic that we do need to have about not just Drake, man, about, you know, going forward with our music, man. Like, what are we teaching our young boys? Like, what are we teaching them? And how do we complain about fuck niggas as mothers and fathers? But, you know, there's a lot of single mothers out there, but you're raising these fuck niggas and you're complaining about it. You know what I'm saying? You letting these rappers teach your sons how to be men, and you hear these. I was at an event Saturday. It was a little kid event, a Sweet 16, and I was in a bathroom and I was in a stall. These little niggas came in behind me. They seen me in there. They know I'm an old head. They know I'm old, nigga. I'm not. I don't look like a teenager. Right. I go in the bathroom to piss, and this is Sweet 16. These niggas look like they're like 14 or 15. These niggas' conversation was, man, I can't wait to get to the thoughts out there. I'm about to slut one of these bitches out. And one of the dudes was like, hey, man, this dude in there. He said, I don't give a fuck. It's a grown-up in there. This nigga was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, these kids have zero respect, and they don't have no regard to adults. Like, it was inappropriate to purposely talk about that type of shit in front of any type of adult, especially if we black in our community. We didn't play that shit. Right. These niggas, they don't give a fuck. Why? Because these rappers are telling them not giving a fuck, starting to Drake. So we want our girls to meet good men. We get mad if somebody do that to our girls. But how about we stop raising these fuck niggas and stop raising these Drakes and stop thinking Drake is a dope ass artist when he does nothing positive for the community. And I know I'm gonna get a bunch of hate and people, I don't give a fuck. Fuck what you gotta say. It's true. Go ahead, y'all, because I'll talk forever about this shit.
Yeah, if we're gonna put the battle aside, the raps aside, what it represents, my sentiment is very similar to yours. To give a little bit of context, I came to the United States in 2004. The music we were exposed to back home at the time, uh, Nelly, Nas, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, DMX, Eve, and then somewhere along the line, shortly after I arrived, 2005, 2006, the Atlanta sound took over. That Atlanta sound was Yin Yang Twins, Lil Jon, and so on and so forth. It became about the booty shaking, the twerking, and so on and so forth. Drake comes on the scene in 2009. At that time, Kanye West, and so on and so forth. So it gives us a different flavor. Drake is signed to Cash Money Records, Young Money, and he's my favorite song of Drake is still his very first song. Shoulda You the Best, Shoulda You the best I ever had. I thought it was gonna be some level of conscious romantic R&B music like the Commons, like the Lupe Fiasco. I had to make a decision the kind of music I was going to listen to and
Right.
digest. He went with the mainstream, and the mainstream is what took over, and we went from that to um, now it's on a headlight, twerking on a red light, twerking on a red light. So the music is just completely changed. So
Right.
what he represents to me as a foreigner, our music back home, we still love on girls, we love on women. I will marry you. I will give you all the money that I have. If I don't have money, I will go and borrow money from somewhere to give you. Our music is still like that. And so his music did not resonate with me. And again, to your point, it's what he represents. Maybe not him in particular. I understand he writes good songs. There's even rumors about he maybe not writing his own songs himself. He has some help here and there, but that's neither here nor
No, because
there.
he allows it.
It's
So
what it's I guess so, but it's what it represents, and I hope this is um, a moment to to um, to a lot of people who listen to music to understand that you can be dope, but you don't have to be trashy. And that's what I get from all of this. I think there's a way where people can understand that, okay, the way rap is, and it's very tacky and and ghetto, and so or at least that side of ghetto. Well, let me not say ghetto, ratchet. Perhaps that's
no,
um,
ghetto is
a
it.
different
Hood and ghetto is different. You're right. It's
v-
ghetto.
but there. So I guess there's a lane for people to understand that it's still cool. You can also be cool to have the rhymes and the vocabulary and have good schemes. And I just hope that it's a moment where people understand that you can be cool too, but you don't have to be hood, ratchet, at least not all the time to do that or to get there. You can also have a little bit of mind and so on and so forth. So that's where I stand with this. I like what that battle represents. Now the raps themselves, I'm not very familiar, and so I don't really know.
That was a point you made, Jojo. I want to add to before you go, sis.
Go ahead.
I think it's like sis said. She said he's allowing it, but Drake is not a dumb dude. Like let's not forget that he's not dumb. There's a song that he made with Game. I think it's called 100, where he goes, some talking about some fake shit. All of these dudes keep it 100.
Yeah.
In the fucking song, I think this is one of his shots at Kendrick. He says, He was in Compton filming with Game in Kendrick's, area, and he
Whoa.
says, and I don't know why Game did this. Like Kendrick's supposed to be a man, but on the song Drake goes, "I could have all of your fans if I was on some conscious shit," something like that. So he knows what he's doing. You just said you could have all his fans on some conscious shit, Drake. So you're purposely not making no conscious shit? Is that what you're saying? And like, how can anyone like for this dude stand for? Like, ain't nobody asked you to be Jesus Christ or be perfect, but this nigga has zero substance. So I just wanted to point that out. He's calculated in this shit.
So I'll just say I thought I was going to be canceled because I was like, this whole time so I listened to the song. I listened to Kendrick's song, though. I didn't listen to Drake's. I didn't. And here's the thing. I don't have a preference. But
Right.
what I do know, I don't have a preference out of them as far as people. I really, really, really don't listen to a lot of things anymore because I feel like we are lost. And we said it a few shows back. What I do know about Kendrick for myself is that where my cousin lives, he is present in that space. And that's not the best space. But when he comes, this is an area that is inundated with gun violence. At that particular time, it's not there. So that means the respect that they have for him and him trying to bring kids out, they allow that to happen. That means a lot when you're raised in that type of place. So it may hit different for different people. So I did listen to Kendrick yesterday, me and my cousin Donovan, the college grad, and college student, he loved it as well. When you raise your kids the right way, they know the right thing to do. My concern is what we keep talking about. The question was that JoJo said, I hope that this will allow people to see you don't have to do X, Y, and Z, and you can have substance and still be better. But then you missed what Ron said, the comments, what people are saying, they're not listening. That's the problem. Him being in a bathroom and kids being there and doing that. I was at my own cousin as a chaperone at one of my cousin's events his senior year, and I'm walking down the hallway to help the girls and bring them something. And I can't even tell you what they said. I can't say it on the show. The difference with those girls, and here's where I will say, I'm still going to be realistic. When they turned around and saw me was, oh my God, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Hands down, I can respect that. I can, because you could be in high school having sex or doing whatever, or smoking weed, doing whatever. But when they turned around and saw me, they then changed. They really didn't know nobody was there, right? I can still, we're not being unrealistic to what we did when we were younger.
Exactly.
What we are saying is, I will never believe somebody saying, this is my platform, I could solely do with it what I want to, because you can't say that and be a Christian, because with great reward comes great responsibility.
Yeah.
Can you make that music? You can. Should you still show up and show kids, preach to them, not have those things? You're supposed to. But what did he do? He's a Canadian. He's not fucking from here anyway. He's a Canadian, and he probably thinks he's better than anybody that's from Africa, African American, all of that. What he did was step back and saw and said, all you got to do is talk about black bitches, and I could go in and make all this money, and I could do it with other black bitches who want to get on because of my name, and I could bring them up too, and so it could be more sexy reds and more Suki's and more this. And this is how we're going to make our bread. And so what? The kids is coming to this concert, and I'm not even putting no restrictions on this shit. Do what you want to. If you want to bring your kids out here, gonna bring them out here. You want to do this, gonna do that. I don't give a fuck about y'all anyway. I'm not African American or black.
Exactly.
And we let him do that shit.
And we let him do it all these years.
What's up? Before you couldn't, JoJo, before social media got like this, it was like you had to be a reporter. You had to have a background in that space to even be in that space. You were not reputable. You couldn't just put stuff. They not circulating it. They made sure to fact check. You couldn't just put people passing away out there. You damn sure couldn't put no kids out there. Music on the radio was, it had to be censored. We name one song right now that got a clean version.
Yeah, I remember a time when I first moved there where you couldn't see a video of Nelly's tip drill until after midnight.
After midnight.
It was called, what do we call it? Something after dark.
BET,
All of that
BET
was
after dark or
after
something
dark.
was
Yes, and
after
it was
dark.
10 o'clock late.
And,
It was BT
and
Uncut.
not BET uncut. But now everybody has BET uncut in their phones. 14-year-olds would have it.
You
15,
couldn't have
16.
none of that no more.
You
In a
couldn't have
magazine,
any of that before.
can't be in a magazine.
Yeah,
Can't
you
be
couldn't
nowhere.
have any of that. It used to be, it would be tucked away somewhere at night where all the kids are asleep. You would really have to
Absolutely.
sneak out and go and do some stuff. Everybody has it in their phone now.
Even what was the comedy show, Ron? We had to sneak and watch it. Martin was on there.
Def Comedy Jam.
Yes, we couldn't. Let me tell you, that's how all the things that happened during regular hours until 10 o'clock. It was all the family shows and stuff like that. Name one fucking family show right now. This shit is wild to me. Do y'all let me just bring it full circle from how I feel and how I've been sitting here for ever since Ron said it. I'm like, my brother want to do it. I'm gonna rock with whatever the fuck he want to do. But you could ask cousin, you could ask Ro, you could ask everybody. I'm like, what the fuck am I finna say? Because when I say what I think, I'm finna get canceled. Like, and I'm not finna, like, I was really tripping. Like, I'm gonna let him leave because I don't know what to say that everybody else is saying, right? But let me tell you why this is full circle. Why I'm so passionate about this shit, because I came from it. My uncles, I'm gonna start at the top of my chain. My mother didn't have a mother. She lost her mother at 10. My mother still raised the fuck out of us. I ain't seen no men in and out of the house. I ain't never been without food. I ain't never stayed on nobody else's couch. People stayed with us. God has always provided for us. My twin uncles lost their mom when they were 1. Graduates, doing good in the world, making me be a better person, doing for their family, doing the best that they can. My cousins, they've been through divorce, when they were in formative years, but they got together and still made sure that they could co-parent. And then we as a family made sure we stepped in. My niece and nephew, they've been through things. No, we don't have no babies in our family right now. But what did you hear me say? Oh, I'm at this graduation, that graduation. We going to prom. My niece's dance shit was up here. Usher happened to see it when we could have directly sent it to Usher because we know we got shit.
Exactly.
Everybody's still getting their own shit and still grinding out. And none of us, not one, came from where we were supposed to know this shit. It was not, me and my sisters have degrees. We call each other like, hey, let's go get a master's. All right, then bet, let's go. We didn't have that. You want to know where we saw it? Different World, the Huxtables, Family Matters. We saw it. We had I had 3 families. I had Andrea's family. They had a mom and a dad. I had Ron's family that we knew since before birth. I was literally raised with them with a mom and a dad. That was my first loss. My first heartbreak was losing our mom. Well, losing our sister, then losing our mom. Back to back. You don't know the kind of shit we've been through, and we still won't compromise who we are, and we have had opportunities to do so. You don't think we know how to fast track to money? We came from where dope was right on the corner, where weed was over here, where prostitution is right here, where all kind of stuff, and we still was like, I'd rather just eat these noodles. We gonna do this shit together. We got 1 bottle. We gonna meet at my house. I've been on my own since 21. We used to always be in my house. You have a choice. So why would I then take that from my niece and nephew?
Right.
They know all the shows we talking about, all the culture we talking about. We gave that to them. My niece and nephew and them, they're not on social media like that. You can't go look for any one of them right now. And it's one that raps. He ain't on social media like that. It's girls fine as fuck. They're not on social. And yes, I can call my nieces fine because they're about to be grown now. They're fine. And I gotta start getting used to the men. They not on social media like that with their butt all out, acting a fool. They're living. So the ones that's not raising their kids like this, and I've actually asked some parents from my nonprofit, which is why I had to take a fucking break. Why are you allowing your kids on social media when we know that that's a cesspool right now? Suicide is up, all of these things. Why? If it's hurting them. Well, I don't want them to not be popular. That's the only way they could. I don't want them to have what the other kids don't have. You know how many days we went to school and some kids were talking about watching different kind of movies, watching Def Comedy Jam, and we went to talking church the next day because we like,
I don't know what that
there's
is.
certain songs we had to sneak and listen to. We didn't know. Baby, let me tell you something. When your kids get around the right kids, they do the right shit. Are you really telling me as parents, and I've heard it way too many times, because you want, how you gonna keep your kid off social media? The fuck?
Right.
How you gonna keep them off? A better question is how they gonna keep their teeth if they don't stay on.
Man.
Or why are you still buying them Jordans and all of this stuff? What are you doing with your kids? When do y'all sit at the dinner table?
Talk.
I bet you more kids. But you know who is talking to your kids? That one that just said he wanted a fat ass pussy, bend it over. I don't want nobody that don't do this. Pick a perk up your this. And then what makes it even better is the girls that's very close to their age, or at least look it because they're little, like a Glorilla or something like that. They're saying do the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna let, because I just told you. Now I just told you, TV raised us. Because that's how we knew about college and all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're not saying TV don't raise, we're acknowledging that. But now we have social media too. So you're gonna let it raise your kids?
Right.
Because it's raising your kids. Your kids shouldn't know those songs. Or they shouldn't be comfortable enough to say it in front of you.
Facts.
They don't at least know how to do both. Because we knew how to do both. Right. My mouth has always been a cuss mouth. I think since 2nd grade. I've been cussing real hard since the 4th grade. I know it for sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't even slip.
Right.
How y'all doing that? You in the bathroom with my brother, and that's what you was talking about? We wouldn't have even talked in the bathroom because we'd have been like, it's some feet over there.
Somebody in there. Yep. Somebody in here. Oh, hell no, we got to get out of here. Like,
right.
Just straight
so
up.
So what we want people to see, I'm having a very hard time seeing hope outside of my circle and the few people that are connected. So I keep myself in spaces where it's high school kids that are doing well, college, people that are doing career things when we go to conventions. I keep myself in those places because outside of that, it breaks my heart. I don't think they will see it, JoJo. I think it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And Brian McKnight is on here talking about his own. Brian McKnight? You're a senior. You got one foot in the grave and another on the banana peel, and you decided to slide into hell.
Right. This is have I ever crossed your mind any time, Brian? Like, this is that nigga. Like, what?
People got married to his songs, and he said out his own mouth, I've never had intimacy. You've been married twice, or once and with somebody. How have you? So you've never given intimacy.
Right.
Because you knew it. You told us how to do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You definitely
JoJo, it's not just our young, or the devil is doubling back and getting our group too, and our elders. Do you ever just log into TikTok and look at how many of the older people is on there, and they the ones talking like that and having panels like that? And it's not the younger ones; it's the older ones.
Look at the young moms. Look at, and always people always try to get on Gen Z, and I'd be like, stop doing Gen Z, because we're the one that raised Gen Z. So we're the fucking problems. Moms that's got these 17-year-old, 16-year-old daughters, and you twerking on a net with your daughter. What the fuck? What in the fuck? What in the you dressing the same way as your daughter?
The moms. There we go. Yeah, the moms and the daughters dress the exact same, and then they have these. Can you tell who's the mom and who's the daughter? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've seen those.
It's even toddlers doing it. Like they dress in. If you go to Fashion Nova, you can buy. I could buy an outfit for myself with the back out, short skirt, all of that, and I could get one for Harley's age too, and then put a bun in her head, some hoop earrings, her hand on her hip, some lip gloss. I'll choke the shit out of Harley. And this is what she's saying, though. I don't know where she's saying it, but she's saying it, and I clock it, and we clock it and check it every time. Honey, I'm not your counterpart. I'm not your little friend.
Right.
And get your hand off your imagination and all that dancing like that. Don't dance like that either.
Right.
And I really don't know where I don't play that kind of music. I'm guessing maybe it's coming through on her YouTube, but I thought as children, maybe at the daycare camp, I don't know. But she keep coming home doing stuff, and we like, where are you getting this?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the access. You know, I
And the
really,
thinking that it's cute, like y'all said.
it's really the what I think is lost. I think both of you gave great examples of it. But what I think is lost is we used to have this sense of decorum and right measure. We knew, okay, amongst us guys, there's a way we speak. The moment that elderly walks in, you knew to be straight. You just certain things you couldn't say at church, certain things you couldn't say where your mom was next to you, certain things you couldn't say where your dad was there. Auntie and uncle better not hear you say nothing because they're gonna tell on you. You know, we used to be able to have these things where to a group of people it may sound like, okay, you didn't really allow you to express yourself, but well, the message there is you should really just try to be measured. That's all it means. You just
It's a
really
time and
try to
place
be
for
measured.
everything.
There's a time and place for everything. You just have to be measured. These kids nowadays, boy. Oh, see. And it's not
I'm
the
not gonna make it.
kids.
I'm
It's
praying
not
for
the
these
kids. It's
teachers.
not just the kids.
It's the
It's the
It's
kids.
their
It's their
parents.
big
It's them
sister.
and their
It's their
parents.
big sister. Their
it's their
aunties. Their
parents.
uncles. They're all in it. It's the parents. They're all in it with it
The
for one
parent.
They
reason
carrying it on.
or for one reason or the other. Yeah, let them have the tablet. It keeps them quiet, so I don't have to hear them. No, 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 no.
It's
You
Don't do
can
that.
have the
Check
tablet,
what
but
they're
why you not
watching.
watching something, learning something
yeah.
to
Yeah.
feed into you? Because we watch things. But when do you get outside with them? Like you said, when are you watching something family oriented? Why aren't you introducing them to the things that we love? Because guess what? I watched Laverne and Shirley, Good Times, different. Those that all came before us. We watched that stuff too because it showed family. It showed how diversity. Show being in sticky situations and what you should do to get out of it. How the world really is. Like it's so much
It's
benefit.
not cool. It's not cool no more.
It's and
It's
we
not
don't,
cool no more.
we as a parents, we're not taking control enough. Like
You're not
you're
parenting.
not parenting because like we pointed out with the shows and shit, like the only shows that are they give an example of how grown black people is Loving Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, Bad
I
Girls
can't even
Club.
watch that
If
stuff.
we
It's
don't,
it's these
if we
these
don't watch these shows,
e-
none of it
e-
happens.
even shows like adult shows like and this is what I was, sis talked about family shows, and this is one of the reasons why I wrote the series that I wrote, because I
Right.
mean we only see power and drug dealing shows and killing and dope show. Dope as fuck, but we're not showing these kids nothing else. We are letting them put this shit.
And we letting them watch it.
We letting them watch it, and they're thinking that this is how black people act. Loving Hip Hop and motherfucking Bad Girls Club for the girls and all this fucking goofy shit is what they're seeing. My kids growing up, they know what Family Matters is. I showed them Family
Right.
Members. I showed them Fresh Prince. You feel what I'm talking about? I showed them Martin and all these shows that had substance, that showed a black family, and that didn't show ghetto shit. You know what I'm saying? Like ghetto shit is part of our culture, but this shit is a part of our culture too.
Balance
So
the shit out
balance the fucking shit out. That's all I'm
and
saying.
censor what needs to be gone. I don't even watch that Bad
Absolutely.
Girls Club stuff.
That's it.
I don't watch
That's
none of
it.
that.
That's all I
I promise
want.
I don't. Notice we
After
don't
10
ever have it as
o'clock,
a
when the
topic.
kids are asleep. That's
Right.
it.
Right.
That's
And
it.
from my phone,
After
if
10
I'm gonna
o'clock,
watch
after
it,
midnight.
what do I
hmm
watch? I don't. Yeah, I started out watching Basketball Wives, but then once they started fighting too
It
much
got stupid.
and it was no longer about wives,
Right.
then I didn't watch that. I can't
Same.
even tell you about none of the Tyler Perry stuff because it's every type of sin involved and just one show. It's too much for me. I don't watch Bad Girls Club. I never seen one. So I don't know none of those.
Baddies
The Love and
West.
Hip Hop.
Yeah, the Baddies West on not Tubi, but what's that shit called? Damn, that network. The crazy network. Zeus. All the shit you
I
see
never
on
seen
Zeus.
nothing on there. Not that I'm too good. It just doesn't feed into. It makes me sad. I'm not in that space. It makes me sad. It makes me embarrassed. It doesn't feed where I want to be right now. And the fact that I love kids, that's a part of my nonprofit. For the world to get so bad and maybe they have to take a break, I need to get that out of my system and again, surround myself with that reality because I just can't believe so many people. And then you got to think of all the people that's doing dumb, waiting to get on the show. Just like all the people that was getting pregnant to get on that 16 and pregnant show. That show did more damage than it did good because then teens started getting pregnant to try to be on the show because they let them run a fucking muck and have more kids. You was giving it. They had new cars, houses. They got rewarded for their bad behavior. I don't watch none of that. I'd rather just watch the old stuff.
Then you know the most hurtful part about this is the owner of Zeus and the founder of Zeus is a young black dude. I don't know how old he is. He looks pretty young. Not young in the sense of younger than me, but like he's not super old. I think between 30 and 40. But 𝒂𝒏𝒆𝒅. He comes from the church background, but his niche was to exploit black people with this ratchet television. Like this nigga's
and people are cheering him for it.
Yes, like people cheering him on for exploiting his culture to make money. Zeus is worth a lot. He has a lot of money as a result.
And he pays pennies.
And he pays pennies.
We happen to know that firsthand.
We happen to know that he pays pennies and he's encouraging this crazy ass behavior, and now all these little girls are seeing a way to get on TV, not to be rich, but to get famous and get on TV. So now they're like, yes, we finna do all this crazy ass shit to get on these shows. Like
with no plan to pivot it to a better space. Not one of them people opened a business, started a nonprofit, pivoted to do what your real talent is. Your real talent is to get on TV.
Went to school, get a degree.
Be labeled a bad girl, fight. That was your real. Yes, Mom. I knew I would be picking my lips off the floor, period. And I don't care if it was Mom, it was anybody in our village. It was, decorum needed to be everywhere because it's a time and place for everything. And I did get an opportunity to be myself. We were cheerleaders. We did all kind of stuff. And like I just said, I cussed since the 4th grade. Nobody else knew that because you don't. You get to be yourself with your friends. The other places you're there to learn and value that space and get out of it what you should. And that's why these damn kids don't have nothing because they're not valuing and respecting the space and the company.
Bro, it's not a good dude, bro. My bro just texted me and said, bro, a good dude, don't do that. A good dude is not going to exploit the black community. He's not a good dude. You're exploiting the black community. You're promoting ratchet behavior. You're setting a horrible example for these kids. I can't call you a good dude if you're doing that. How are you a good dude when you're not pushing the culture in a positive way? How are you a good dude? Because you maybe give a couple dollars to charity because you.
So then does that mean that Diddy is a good dude? Because again, like you said, Ron, we pick and choose, which is why I really was wondering how the hell I was going to say something, because all I'm thinking is, well, if you allowing him to do all of this shit, how is everybody that's supporting Drake a good person? You're allowing him to do this shit in our face. The same way Diddy paid his people very well. They were his girlfriends. They just went away when they didn't like it, but he paid them. That's a good dude.
They can do it. They can do it because they only focus on the music. If you only focus on the music is good. That's all that matters to you. That's how they can do it. But
then say the talent is good. But like Ron said, the person is not. That talent might be good, but you're using it for the wrong thing. So how is?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He said black people are exploiting themselves, but it's like that's just like
we are stopping at the music and the talent and all that. That's where we stop. We don't think.
But not with Zeus, right? Not with Zeus. Yeah, finish what you were saying.
It's like He said black people were exploiting themselves, but it's like, no, bro. Like, that's just like
people
saying,
want to not be hungry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like saying people are the prostitutes. They choosing that life itself. So the fact that pimps beat their ass and treat them like shit, they putting themselves out there. Like that don't make it. That don't make it right, bro. That don't make pimping right. That don't make pimping somebody beating the fuck out of them and taking any money and treating them. That don't make that shit right. Like people glorify. Like I love. Like it's conflicted. Like getting older. Like yes, Sugar Free is from Pomona. Yes, Sugar Free is a celebrity to us and all this other stuff. But now wait, I'm like older. I'm 40. Sugar Free got to be well in his 50s, upper 50s. And you still talking about, bitch, you ain't there, I'll beat your ass, bitch. Like, nigga, if you don't grow the fuck up, why are you still talking about pimping and beating bitches up?
And he's serious.
And you're serious as fuck. And people are sharing this shit on. Like, when I hear him, and I've been in a couple of places where he performed, and, at first I was turning, I'm like, because it's Pomona, but then I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? This shit, nigga, I'm 40 years old. That shit ain't cool, bro. That shit ain't cool no more. Like, when you gonna grow the fuck up? Like, why are you still almost 60 talking about, bitch, I'll beat your ass. I'm pimping these hoes. Nigga, you ain't grown up yet? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? It's just music. No, it's not. That we know that nigga's a real pimp. But selling pussy is okay. No.
The definition of a good person is somebody who does right when it does not benefit them. That's a good person. So when you're asking those of us that think differently, and we stick to it across the board, no matter what situation you put in front of us, if what you're doing is wrong, it doesn't matter if, they allowed it to happen. That still makes that, okay, they did allow it to happen. But why can't you say, and that person is still wrong for doing something that is wrong? Why is it always that person allowed it? Oh, you shouldn't have got caught slipping. Well, but nobody ever backs into the root of the problem is that even if I could take advantage of somebody, because technically everybody can, the difference between doing it and not doing it is what makes you a good person. Mm-hmm. How can you not see that across all things?
Right.
And I'm not mad at you if you still want to listen to R. Kelly's music, you still want to listen to Drake. I'm not mad at any of that. What I don't understand and what doesn't work for me is I'm not going to allow you to try to make me think different. You could paint it with whatever $1 million you want, whatever opportunity you want, whatever. This person is a celebrity. They was nice. They handed out turkeys. Yeah, but they're handing them out to the same people that they're hurting. So did you really help them? Or like, y'all don't understand. Y'all understand the shit when it happened to you. But when it's not you, you guys make excuses for people. And that shit is wild to me. That's why I really don't believe we're truly going to get in a better place unless we just decide to surround ourselves with like-minded people that have that type of integrity and just go ahead and block the rest of the fucking world out. Because we can't save people that don't want to be saved. And I also can't allow you to corrupt me. So I just have to stay away from certain people because I don't want you around my kids or nothing like that if you think certain kind of ways and you don't see shit is wrong. Because how do I know you won't see the shit wrong if it happened to my fucking kid? I got a problem. Or if it happens to me. So if I'm out somewhere and I'm dressed wrong and somebody take advantage of me and you say some shit like, well, you should have been dressed like that. If you said it about a stranger, the same rules apply to me, right? I'm starting to listen to what people say and I'm taking everything that people say for what the fuck they said. Because I'm cool. This world is too dangerous and I'm tired. It's too much. And it's right in our face. So I'm just stick with my family. That's safer for me. That's safer for me. I'm just being for real. I don't even go out to our own business events. If one of my siblings or cousin can't be with me, I'm not going.
Not doing it.
I'm not. JB not there. I'm not going. Ron not there. One of my people need to be with me.
Yep. Facts.
Point blank period. Because I need somebody that got my back the 10 toes down way. And I got theirs. But
I gotta address this comment. My bro texted me talking about, but selling pussy is okay. Prostitution is okay, question mark. And he said prostitution's the longest career, but that's okay. Like, what are we talking about here? This ain't men versus women, first of all. Second of all, nobody said that was okay, but you can't compare that to abusing somebody. Pimps abuse. Pimps of like, you can, even if you want to change the, you don't have
What
to
I
beat.
do to me is not the same as what somebody else does to me.
That's
Is
what I'm
what he's
about to
trying.
say.
I'm
That's what I'm
like,
about
when
to say.
did we say that was okay? We still didn't say it was
Yes.
okay. But
Well,
I'm not
thank
going to judge you for what you do
you
to
do to
you.
your
I don't
own
want you
body.
to.
Right, I don't want
Right.
you to, but you doing something to your own body is not comparable to somebody beating your ass and taking all your
No.
shit and running your life. That's different. That's very different. Like, what are you talking
I
about,
think,
bro?
if I may, I think what they were trying to highlight, I've heard that argument before. I think what they're trying to highlight is personal responsibility. So if you're a woman who understands that in the world of selling yourself, you may encounter that. If you're well informed, then you should understand what you're getting yourself into. The moment you choose to do so, there's a level of personal responsibility that comes with choosing to enter a world knowing that this exists in that world. Whether it's
But I
supposed to be
legit
there or
just said
not.
that. I said we always focus on what the person is allowing and is wrong. But how come, and that's what Ron was saying, how come we never talk about, but you still shouldn't do that to somebody? And that's
Yeah,
the music that's coming out. That's what was said. That's why I kind of don't. I hate it when people say that's the longest profession in a book. That's like somebody coming to us and say, well, slavery existed so long. Why don't you guys just stay in it?
man. Like, huh?
Wait, that's why I
Like,
say people, they conform things to what they want, but do you deny yourself with those same principles? I'm not perfect, but I know that I do. I think about the things that I want to do as well and be like, nah, because the same way I feel about this, I see how that applies here. So let me do better. To me, that's all you can do. That's why they say nobody is perfect. We're not without sin. People make that's a mistake if it's outside of that. But the
right,
more we process things and think about, like you said, JoJo, our role in it, we refrain from doing those things. Thus, it can't happen. But let's just say we did everything right and something happened. That person that's doing it is still wrong for doing something to somebody else. Um,
Mhm.
mm,
but that's just like saying, like, when we say that, we always take the accountability off the people that are doing the shit. That's just like
right.
saying entering the music industry. We know how crazy the new music industry is. Come on, there's too much information out there. We know how crazy this shit is. That still don't make the shit right. It don't
That
make it
part.
right
Mhm.
because you know what you're getting into.
Mhm.
You
Because
still
some
don't.
don't.
Yes, you still don't gotta treat people that way, man. You don't have to be that way when it comes to people. You don't have to fuck people over. You don't have to cheat them out their money. You don't have to beat their ass. You don't have to rape
Mhm.
them. You don't gotta do these things. That don't make the shit right.
Make them do drugs,
Yeah, make
all
them
of
do
that stuff.
drugs. Like,
No, traffic
Mhm.
them.
yeah, traffic
Do
them.
you know how many is in Pomona right now being brought from LA and surrounding areas? They're so close to home and they can't get back home.
Right.
These numbers, if I think that if people took the time to just look up these numbers, look at shows like Soft White Underbelly on YouTube, and the day that you take a look at that and they talking about prostitutes and stuff, and you see somebody you know, it's different. It's
Different.
different.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Everybody understands it when it lands on their door, but we gotta be better. We gotta understand it so we can. How are we gonna fix this if we keep? Why is it always us? Like, how
Man.
the fuck are we supposed to fix it? And we say shit like that. Oh, it's been happening. You knew what you was gonna get into. Instead of saying we gotta stop doing this, we gotta start holding people accountable. We gotta, like JoJo said, if we didn't watch it, it wouldn't be out there. You're right.
Yeah.
If people look at Basketball
Yeah.
Wives, it ain't on no more. Why? Because we stopped watching it. All of this
We
stuff that we stopped watching. But you
we
know why
control the
people gonna
demand.
watch Zeus and all of that? Because it's closer to Asia could actually go be on that show. You made it relatable to the person that needs it the most. That's exploiting. That's called exploiting. And you doing this to us because you're the closest to us and you knew exactly how to do it. So I'm gonna hold you even more accountable. Do
Mm-hmm.
that shit to your sister. I
Mm-hmm.
dare you to. I bet you your people ain't on that shit. 𝒂𝒏𝒂𝒍𝒔 boyfriend, right? That's how it happens. It's too many variables
Too
to
many.
put everybody in a blanket and thus treat them like that. I'd rather we didn't have these things, but I'm with you, Ron. So when I looked at the song, I did it on YouTube, but I did the one with the lyrics. So that in case it wasn't too clear, but it ended up being very clear. But when I was reading, I'm like, oh shit, that did say that. I'm like, and this is a whole 6 minutes.
Yes, a
So
whole
to
6
me, I
minutes.
thought about 50 Cent, how he been saying stuff for a long time. All the people that say things for a long time and nobody's listening into the shit hit the fan. I just thought about so many things. Like, I don't see how people is legit happy about the battle. It's no longer about the battle. After everything that Kendrick just said, it's now about ain't nobody going, he's a criminal, nobody's going, okay. All over again.
Everybody's arguing over who won, but I'm like, wait, are we not listening to what's being said?
Right. I'm like,
Like,
then the
fuck who won?
17-year-old comes out herself and said, oh, I didn't see it as a big deal.
Right.
The assumption is that all of these allegations, since there's a chance they could be fabricated for the purpose of the battle, then perhaps it will be premature to focus on the accusation as opposed to the rap battle. I mean,
That could be true. But to
you
not at
kiss a
least
girl who's
listen to it
17.
and make a light bulb.
If you kiss a
Well,
girl
he's been
that's
saying the same
17
thing
on
for a long
stage and
time,
with an
though, right?
older man,
People,
that should never be okay. It should never
Yeah,
be
he's been
okay
saying
that
the
you
same
can
thing
get
for a
on
long
stage
time,
to
JoJo.
kiss a girl who's 17.
Yeah.
We've seen rap battles in the past, and we've seen like the extent, like people want to compare like Biggie and Pac. There was some
That's
real
not the same.
There was some real hate there because Tupac really felt these guys tried to kill him. So that's
Right.
why that was over. And
But they wasn't talking about messing with minors and doing all of this stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't nothing. Nobody ever really addressed that type of shit in a battle. Like, I don't think. Why would Kendrick sit up here and bring this for this? Kendrick is too creative to try to talk about this for the sake of battle.
That's too big of an issue.
He do not like Drake. If you've been following Kendrick, he genuinely don't like Drake. Like, he do not like him. Like, when
I see why after this song. He literally apologized to the mama, to the daughter. I'm like, he writing this to the women. He ain't even directly talking to you. He's talking to the mom and the daughter. I'm like, that's whoa.
Right.
Okay.
He really feels how he feels strongly, but you could see his interviews when they talk about Drake in the past, and you could tell like this dude do not like this dude. And he said it. I know he did the DMX reference. DMX had a he was on one of those
on the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club before he died.
Like the way Drake talk, he don't like the way he walk, he don't like Drake. So Kendrick put that in the song. I hate the way you talk. I hate the way you walk. I hate the way you dress. Like, that was Kendrick's reference, but he does not like that dude because of what he stands for. And Kendrick Lamar,
I wouldn't like him either. A true man don't respect a man that acts like that.
That's what I'm saying. And Kendrick, he's been scrutinized so much.
What he represents.
Was real. I knew for sure I always knew he was real, but this man got on the Super Bowl, the biggest stage, the most watched event in America every year, and he chose to perform "We Gonna Be All Right." And one of the lines he said, "We hate Popo, want to shoot us dead in the streets for show." He said this where everybody could hear it. Kendrick stands on business for the people.
Yeah,
and people sit here acting like this man
in real life.
In real life. He got on, he took that, he could have taken the opportunity to do any other song, one of his bangers, he chose to do that song to tell people I'm standing with my people. Then he had the little dance he was doing was Afrocentric. Like, this man is for the culture. We not saying this man is perfect because no man is perfect. But this man stands for the culture.
But you're trying. That's what it's all about. None of us ever gonna be perfect, but use every opportunity you can to do the right thing.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly. You have pure intention. Listen. And this is not to judge anybody. We all fall short. That's biblical. We all fall short of the glory of the Lord. Who has sinned without sin cast the first stone. Nobody is perfect. God, one of the scriptures says something in the nature of, even at our best, we're still filthy rags. This is
Period.
the word of God. So we're not saying you got to be perfect, but have
We
pure
said, do your
intentions.
best.
Have pure intentions, man. We all
Yep.
fuck up. But if you
Yep.
have a pure heart and your intentions is not to do that, like, that's how you got to move, man. And I think, like, Kendrick doing this, he had pure intentions with this shit. I think he wanted to expose some shit like Cat Williams did, and he exposed the industry.
This is the year of the Aquarius. It's the year of honesty, the year of dragon. I need everybody to know that.
Yes, Kendrick.
I'm telling y'all.
He came out and said it, man. He wanted to wake the industry, and no one's paying attention. They're focusing on who won the fucking battle, but they're not focused on what this man did. What this man
wasn't a battle to me. It was an exposure to me.
Yes.
It was. I listened to it twice.
Yes. It was 5 songs. This man is so creative. It was 5 songs. I think he did 4 or 5 songs. And he's
only heard one.
Oh, he got 5. You got to hear them all. You got to hear from the jump. I'll tell you after. But
okay,
he's easing into what he's doing. He first started. He hit a warning shot. He was like, Drake, yes, I don't like you, but chill, bro. Keep this at a rapper shit. Don't get personal. Drake started talking about his family. Kendrick said, I told you, don't talk about my family. So Kendrick started getting even more personal. Drake started coming more. So Kendrick just killed him off with the last 2 and just completely embarrassed him. He was trying, he had a build.
He got annihilated.
Yes, he got annihilated. I mean, the young generation, like my kids, they've been Drake fans for so long and just blinded. They used to call me a hater back when I talked about Drake. And since this battle, they are not fucking with Drake. They are not fucking with Drake. They see that nigga for who he really is, and he is fun. His music is fun. It's very fucking fun. Right. But the person behind the music, like Kendrick said, is a piece of shit. Piece of shit.
Ooh. Well, we're gonna need to do part 2 next week and have my nieces on. I want them to be on because I want them to talk about how they felt before, and it's gonna be a whole show. No hot topic, just straight them. I want them to talk about how they felt after that, and what they believe now going forward, and how it's changed, how they see life. Because they're at that age. So next week, just straight. Well, everybody could talk, but I mean, it's no hot topic. We're just gonna do that as a topic from that perspective. The old heads and the new people. Yes. The new little people. Don't think you are more than you are. Period.
That part.
And we can't get enough.
Come on.
Me and Ron know that firsthand.
Yes.
So that is our show for tonight. I don't have nothing else to say. I'm gonna let my brother wrap it up. You heard what the show is going to be about next week. I will be dropping the worst of the girl who fell in love, the correctional officer who fell in love with the damn inmate child. I got the rest of them. I'm editing and uploading tonight. So I have nothing else to say. My brother's gonna end the show.
Yes. So, thank y'all for tuning in. Like she said, what we're gonna be talking about next week. And just to throw the disclaimer out there, man, it's not about being judgmental. Like I said 5 minutes ago, we all fall short. None of us are perfect. But when you truly move with pure intentions and you intend to do good and you try, all you can do is try, man. That's all I'm saying. You try. You got to try. Your responsibility as a human being is to try, especially when you have millions of people watching you and looking up to you. You do have a responsibility to try a little bit to give some substance. So y'all have a problem with what we saying or want to tune in the comments, say stuff. I ain't mad at nobody, with nobody else to say on feedback tip. And catch us next week for part 2.